are 3 premium cordless, corded mixture bagless vacuum cleaners, all from the same person, all broken. They've got 2 golden retrievers and 3 kids. Can I help? Can we get one back quickly? The answer at the minute is who knows. So I figured we would just do a video on all of them, all work together one by one, see if the Shark's done a Shark, see if the Dysons have done a Dyson, and probably get most things fixed with the Victor V9, perhaps a little knife and whatever screwdrivers we need to take these apart. So let's have a look at 3 bagless machines and see if they've all just done what bagless machines do. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and bagless chums. How are you today? Yes, let's start with the biggest and work our way down to the smallest. What could possibly be wrong with this? Well, as I'm sure most of you have seen before, but for those of you who are new to these sorts of videos, especially with an upright Dyson, the key things to care about are that the motor doesn't sound like it's about to explode, and that the brush roll turns. The lack of any suction is secondary to these things. So let's test it. Oh yeah. And if you can hear, there is a secondary sound conveniently making an appearance, the sound of the blockage release valve that sits under here opening. I'm going to turn this back on, we're then going to take the bin off and we shall soon hear it breathe. Breathe a bit more anyway. So this thing is probably clogged somewhere because I can see bits falling out of the floor, or if not clogged, but, oh no, it is very clogged. There we go, look, you see, told you we're going to be using the Victor V9 a bit. So this shouldn't be too bad. We might as well take the head off. Oh yes, look, there we go. There's its clog. Because the filter didn't sound too healthy either. I mean, I don't think we're going for the full new filters and stuff today. Oh, look, there was an air freshener. I mean, I've had these before. And yeah, look, you can just see all of the hair that's gone through the machine. Oh, dear. This might billow out some dust now. Marvellous, fair enough. So, the next thing we need to do is clean out the clog and work our way into seeing what state the filter in the bin is like. And with the machine cleaned out, we note that the bottom flap of this is broken. I'm sure it was before and they just didn't care. You know, as long as you hold it when you take the cyclone off, it's not too bad. So yeah, in here I'm expecting to see a mildly disgusting filter. It's not actually as bad as I feared it might be. And I do think that I have a washed set of filters, which is going to be perfect for what these people want. Nice washed set of filters, get the thing working again, don't charge a fortune. Marvellous. I bet we're then going to find loads of fluff inside of the dirt trap that is these heads. They're pretty robust heads, but they do pull the fluff and hold the fluff in, and this is all hair in here. So yeah, we'll get all of this out. I mean, it's picking out fairly well. If we now turn on the Victor. And with a little bit of a wipe down and some washed filters, we have a Dyson that's going to fall over because there's no floor head on it. But we should have some suction now, and we can see what this disgusting tangle-free turbine head might do. It's terrible. Sharp. Yeah, that works fine. The tangle-free turbine head is just a bit rubbish, but unfortunately that is only this part of the machine sorted, because this floor head is hiding a big dirty secret. This here is the bit that should spin and hold the brush roll steady and just spins with the motor. It is very seized, and if left unchecked, you look, it is still billowing out crud. Now it is starting to seize up, and that is no good. If we leave that there, that is just going to seize completely. The whole head is pretty much scrapped then, because it's not that expensive to just buy a working head. But we can catch it quickly enough. We can probably rebuild the bearing. So we'll take out this back plate here, and of course we can fully clean out this head now, get rid of all of the fluff. So that back plate comes out. Then we'll carry on with our little crosshead screwdriver and take out these front corners. Here, take out the little crosshead screw on either side. Oh, come on. Then with the little flat blade screwdriver, we're going to just lever them off. They sort of tuck into a corner like that. So we'll leave that off, and then if we tappy tap, the axle and the wheel should fall out. If it is really bunged up with hair and jammed in there, good luck, it's horrible. Oh look, how's this one's going to do that? You see that little innocent bit of hair? Yeah, that's going to stop this from moving, but we should, there we go, look. You can yam it with a little screwdriver and then grab some snips or something and pull the bar and its fluff out. Marvellous. There we go. Look, we shall clean that out too. So yeah, they sit there. Then we're going to get some power tools, because underneath those screws are now the corner screws for the head. Do all the 4 corner ones with your T15, then we're going to take that off. We're going to get our next size tool, which is a T10. This does these 2 front ones here, then the middle one inside the head, and then you'll want to take these 2 back ones off as well, so that we can release the wiring. Oh, there we go. I'm reasonably au fait with where all these screws go, but if you're not, get a screw card, because you might need it. Right, the next thing we can do is take our screwdriver and jimmy off the entire front bit of this machine. Oh, of course you've left your stupid rubber seal in there. All the rubber seals are going to fall off at this point. So this is how the vents work. You pull your slider backwards and forwards and it just flicks. Little vents backwards and forwards, and these bits here, you can take all this apart as well and give it all a good clean out. You just got to go in there and release that clip, but we're not going to do that because we don't really care too much about that. Right, the next thing we need to do is pop off the bottom of our wiring plug. Then we can start to get a lift on this bit here. Once you get your finger under a corner, come back and come underneath this pivot. There we go, one side and the other, and that whole back trim piece will fall off. Now we can lift up and peel back our wiring. Now you want to take a nice photo or pause on this video and note how the wiring runs, and then take it all apart. So the white goes to the side that the white goes, the black goes to the side that the black goes. You can depin it from the connector. Then you drink another can of special brew, change your bit back and undo these screws. There we go. And then we can put our wiring through so we're not having to work through the eye of a needle. And then the whole motor lifts out. And I mean, you can just buy this bit, to be quite honest. You don't need to really go to the effort that we're about to go to. But, you know me, I'm a skinflint. We can probably clean this out. So we shall go back to our T10, take out, is it 1 screw or are there? No, yeah, there are 2 screws. Right? Take out these 2 screws. And this is why you want the wiring quite loose, because we're going to need some slack. There we go. So we can work with the slack. So you have the end part, then you have a gasket. Then, oh, where is it? This, say this part here, you know what, we're actually going to, just for ease of filming, I am going to take everything apart. Because, oh wait, I'm not, okay. That's suddenly not going to go through there very easy. Right, okay, we won't take it all apart, but this will help me a lot. So there is one part. Oh, then there's another. This is the side of our bearing, look. This is what we're trying to get to. Hello. Oh dear. Now we can start to lever and prod and pry, and yeah, there it is. And oh my goodness. No wonder it was starting to jam up on us, is it? So, the inner cage just started to come out now. Oh, maybe. No, we should be fine. I can push it back into place. So yeah, I need to try and clean this up a little bit without the rest of that cage falling out. Then we can put it back together. As long as it spins, that's all that we need to care about. I can't quite fix it, mainly because the inner cage has just been obliterated on one side. All the balls are there, and it is now rotating a bit more freely. I can't really do it whilst holding it all as well. So what I'm going to do is I've got a syringe of grease here. I'm just going to pop loads of grease in it. We're going to put it back together. It's probably going to be fine. It will last a little bit longer. As I've had to do with other people, you just have to buy a whole spare head. In theory, they're usually okay. Nobody sells a head that doesn't spin. Oh, now, all the dust cover go back on. Yes, it will. Oh yeah, there we go. Look, that's suddenly gone nice and smooth. Slash, the outer plastic part is now rotating. But you know what? That's fine as well. You've had a clean out. Ooh, here's the other side of the bearing. You can have a look. I've been using this brake cleaner to just blast out all of the gunk. It's a shame Dyson didn't make a bearing that was a bit more sealed. Oh, I've just flushed all the flipping grease out of that now. So we'll get this cleaned up. Then, it effectively goes back together that way. Then I can reassemble the head. And then we can see if this thing's perked up a bit now. Before long, our head is back together. Our Brushroll spins a lot more convincingly. Let us pop it back onto the machine. I haven't Vaselined the filter yet. By that I mean, I'm going to put a mild smear of Vaseline around the filter rubber. And that does stop that squeal. But we want to check to see if the Brushroll still turns. Oh yes! Perfect! Working order, restored once more. We may as well test this again. Oh yeah. Yeah, that little smear of Vaseline around that filter rubber seal. We'll get that sorted. I guess the turbo brush is going to have to live on top because there is no tool holder. One done. I'll empty that in a second with the Victor off camera. Once we start needing to vacuum out the second vacuum. Let's look at the V6. Take off the filter. I've washed my hands. You get some Vaseline, just a little bit. You just want to put the thinnest of smears on this seal. Some might call this a bodge. We certainly do not have a brand new filter fitted, just a washed one. But I've known them do this with brand new filters fitted. Something to do with how this is all bouncy and warpy and wobbly. Let's be honest, the average owner, if you're watching this and you are an average owner, comment down below, never even looks at this filter anyway. They don't even know they've existed. That way they've been looked at since we, who knows, this might have been in a previous video, last looked at it. Oh my goodness, will you get on there? So, with just the thinnest smear of Vaseline, hopefully now, it is completely silent. That's how to get rid of your howl, although do change your filter first. Don't go being lazy. That does not cover up a broken filter. Right, onwards. Next up is a little Dyson V6 vacuum cleaner. Oh, it's not on that. Oh, breathe, my friend, breathe. Wow. Where's my little screwdriver gone? There it is. This looks like, yeah, a filter that's been apart before, but only once. And yeah, it's now very much full of fine dust. This is all it takes to make a V6 absolutely hate you. So there is that. So that's fine. Let's take this off. Floor head isn't clogged. Let's just check that it works okay. Ooh. There it is. See how the Brushroll doesn't even spin. Hang on, let me. Ooh. Oh wow. Yeah, you're very clogged up. Yeah, that is your V6 telling you that there is something wrong with your Brushroll. So, dear, 2 for 2 on it being something to do with the floor head. Very interesting. All right, let's just clean out this bit. Fantastic. We'll pop that back on. I'm going to stick a wash filter in that in a second. So, what is wrong with this floor head? Oh, straight away, someone's been in there a lot. before, so this isn't its first rodeo. Okay, so you're there. Oh, I think it is this. Look at the state of in there. That is falling to bits for sure. Although it doesn't look awful. I think this is going to spin fine now. That cog seems okay. Normally, little cog in that end is just packed with hair and fluff. Oh yeah. That's okay. So our problem is certainly this. I think, because again, it's all worn itself together. So it does go in, but then that's certainly what's causing the issue. Okay, look, you can see where it's worn straight through there. So that's going to need a new part, which I think I may have a couple of brush rolls. So we're going to come back to this one in a second when I have that. And bar that, I just want to get a little knife into this rear wheel and get this out. All this little bit of hair, which is causing this wheel to be absolutely seized up, and then it'll wear itself out, and then you'll need a new head on this as well. But otherwise, all seems okay. Let's just pop this to one side and look at Mr. Sharky. On to the third bit of the before slash, during the machine's part of this video, the shark. Little, not looking like a willy at all, cordless vacuum cleaner. Yeah, this one, it's doing the shark. Nothing. Oh my goodness, it absolutely stinks as well. It honks something rotten. But I'm not immediately seeing why. Oh gosh, there it is. Look, it's just full of thick, fine dust. There we go, as it can breathe. That's our problem there. Again, we can just get the Victor V9 and give it all a bit of a clean, enough to confirm. There it is. There's the damp, wet dust. Oh, blimey. This thing was completely chock full as well. It's still in there. Look, you can still see it deep in the pleat. So, fine. You're just going to need a good scrubby dub too. Right, well, I was going to carry on. I'm going to wash that now. I was going to carry on to vacuum all the dog hair off of the dock. They very kindly provided me because, yeah, I need to charge this thing. We may as well see if we can perk anything up at all on here. I can instantly see two things that we should do. Three things that we should do. Oh my goodness. So, on a shark, just like the Dyson V6 that we've just done, oh my goodness, there they are, here they are. We can pop out and remove the wheels, and then you can see that they're not going to turn. Now, on a Dyson, it's not the end of the world to find a set of wheels. However, obviously, Shark being Shark, look, everything is completely bespoke. This wheel is stepped, so that axle only fits in one way. This little felt, drop it all. This little felt washer has to go back on one way, and as soon as that wears down, which this will do within months, not going to lie, the whole thing is scrap and you have to then buy a new head because, again, it's sharp. You cannot just buy the bits you want, although it wasn't that bad. We may leave it there, but this is quite bad. Look, the anti-hair wrap's doing a fantastic job, although in its big defence, it's probably not had any airflow at all. So, what are you going to do? Marvellous, and with the last bits of hair clinging onto the anti-hair wrap. Oh wow, a lot of hair still clinging onto the anti-hair wrap. Goodness sake, this thing is done. I'm going to finish off vacuuming up, get everything washed onto the brush roll, and then we shall see what these are like afterwards. It's a few days later and the parts for our shark are dry. So yeah, gave everything just a good clean up, good wash up. As the lady said, they've only had it 2 weeks. Doesn't matter how long you've had it for, if you get it wet and full of fine dust, it's going to hate you. So that's about all that really matters. So yeah, the filter, good old wash, good old scrub, it came up fine. I would always recommend buying spare shark filters. They're always incredibly cheap because for some reason they're quite popular. Can't think why. Oh yeah. Oh, good enough. That pulls itself down now, which means that this is probably gonna... Oh yeah. Works fine now. These are quite cool. I do want us to get another one, although I couldn't resist selling the one that we had. What I really want to do is try and hack this into a battery-powered power head. Should work, because it's only 6 volts, 6.5 volts. So it will love having 12 volts shut up. It's fun. One day, folks, I will pick one up and we shall have a go. Or if you've done it yourself, do let me know. The only other thing of note is that, unlike mine, this isn't the cheap version. This is the version that comes with the spare battery that sits in there and probably just charges 24/7 as long as this is plugged in, which I don't know if I like or not. Again, I would have this hooked up to my smart plug, so when it stops putting the certain amount of amps, it just shuts it all down. So, shark is done. Let's finish off the Dyson. Now, the problem with this V6 turned out to be the head. This end cap is just dead. It has worn through. You can't see it too much, but if I hold it up to the right light, and that's why it's now pushing too far and just binding on this brush roll. So I went into the shed, found a V6 head and grabbed its end cap, and now that fits perfectly smooth. Gave the inside of the head good wipe down. Bless it, as meh as this head is, it is the last generation where you could just pop the brush roll out and give it all a good clean. So it looks lovely, like so. Oh, I'll take the wand off for a second. Nice, washed, completely different filter. Like so. Ta-da! Oh yeah. Perfect. That will do. No more bits of rubble in there. Again, its main problem would have been the brush roll would have been stopping, and they probably didn't notice and just carried on trying to use it. This thing's problem, the brush roll carried on going when the machine was clogged, so it just built up its thing. I mean, blimey, will they ever get cordless vacuums right, or should they have just stuck to tried and tested methods such as that 6525E Hoover Senior, or this U1104 Hoover Junior? You're outnumbered, cheap plastic trash. None of these needed or will need nowhere near what you've had. They've taken 50 years and will do for another 50. These you might see again in 8 months. Although I'm going to tell them all about the filters on their nice new Shark, because this is going to need looking at every week or so, I think. So another successful trio of vacuums. Somebody's entire daily fleet sat here ready to go once more. I charged £80 for doing all of this, and I mean that's a fraction of what any of these would cost, and I think represents overall value for the fact that all of their machines now work well. I'm going to airline them all out in a second, but we don't need to see that on video. And yeah, they can clean once more. So until the next video full of vacuums that all of this could have been easily avoided with just some simple basic maintenance, I and the next round of random repairs will see you soon. Bye bye.